Hi, my name's Tyler, aka Thrifts and Tangles. Today we are diving into Thrifting 101 tips. I've been thrifting my whole life. My mom's been taking me to Goodwill since I was like 5, maybe even earlier. I'm sure I was one of those little babies being pushed through the carts at the thrift store. I feel like I have a lot to say on this topic. So let's talk about why thrifting is something that people are into, people really enjoy. People like thrifting because thrifting is a great way to update your style without spending a ton of money. You can experiment with your style, you can try new trends. It's also sustainable by helping keep clothing out of the landfills. You're giving the clothing a new life, an extended life. I think the average amount that someone wears their items of clothes is 7 times before it ends up in landfill, before they throw it away. So by thrifting, you are giving these items a longer chance at actually being used. A lot of resources are required specifically for clothing. It uses a lot of water to make clothes. It takes labor to make clothes. And then for it to just be thrown out and disintegrating, or even like never disintegrating in the landfill, that's really sad. So thrifting really gives things a new life. And thrifting is just a really cool way to kind of discover who you are, what your style is. You can have a really beautiful home filled with really beautiful pieces from the thrift store. It adds like that eclectic kind of flair. And yeah, thrifting is a great way to save money. It's probably one of the biggest reasons people thrift. I used to buy items for 50 pounds of clothing for $10. So a little bit of money goes a long way at the thrift store. And some of these items still have like new art. Some of the items are still new with tags. I don't know why I couldn't say that. Okay, so those are some really good reasons why maybe you should give thrifting a try if you haven't yet. If you are interested in going to the thrift store and you've never been to the thrift store, there's a little bit of prep required. So one thing I would suggest is go on Pinterest and create a Pinterest board for either like your home, if you're looking to thrift home decor, or for your actual personal style. Save items that you like in like the fashion category, and then analyze that Pinterest board and figure out, okay, these are the colors I'm drawn to. These are the pieces I'm drawn to. This is kind of like an idea of what I'm looking for, and then really curate that list. And from there, come up with 3 style words. We're doing the Allison Borenstein method. She is a TikToker and a stylist she's actually probably a stylist, I should say, who makes TikTok videos. But she really encourages you to kind of make this board and figure out your 3 style words. So my 3 style words are comfort. What are my 3 style words? Oh, I don't even remember. It's comfort, timeless, comfort, and bold, I think are my words. I think so. Man, it's been a while since I looked at those. But anyway, so when I go thrifting, I look for pieces that fit that kind of style criteria. I'm looking for like a timeless silhouette. I'm looking for a bold pattern. So just having an idea of what your 3 words are, or just having that Pinterest board to kind of figure out, okay, this is what my eye is drawn to, this is what I'm looking for. And even in home decor, if you save a lot of like quirky, loud, bold pieces, you know, okay, when I go thrifting, I'm looking for these pieces. So just do that prep work before you go to the thrift store, really before you shop ever, because it takes the overwhelm out of the whole shopping process. You kind of already know what you're looking for. And you can always create a list too. If you want to do some prep, make a little list of like, okay, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I want to buy. I need to buy a new blazer. I need to buy some jeans, and I need to buy some shoes. So that way when you go thrifting, you kind of know why you're there and what you're looking for, and you don't get distracted, because it really is a big treasure hunt. There's items everywhere. It can be overwhelming. So just having a list of like what you actually need helps a lot. Then make sure you are prepped with what you pack. I actually have a whole freebie guide available on my website, thriftsandtangles.com. Checklist of what to take. It also helps you like create a bucket list. It tells you the top thrift stores to go to. It tells you like a strategy on knowing when to thrift items. It's called the ultimate guide to thrifting like a pro. I'm putting a link in the description box down below for you to get the guide. You just have to sign up for the email list to get the guide. Oh my gosh, this is like the ultimate resource. In prepping, you want to make sure like you have a snack. You want to make sure you're wearing comfy clothes when you go to the thrift store. You want to make sure you probably have some cash just in case it's a cash only. You want to be able to probably try on some clothes. So wear something comfortable that you can easily get in and out of. All of that stuff is covered in the guide. I almost fainted at the thrift store. I was there for 3 hours on a sale day. I didn't have any food in my system. My friend was with me. I was like, I gotta go to Porta Subs next door. I gotta go get a sandwich. And she's like, are you okay? I was like, no, I'm gonna faint if I don't eat. So if I had a snack, that would have saved me some trouble. Okay, the next thing is you wanna go thrifting with a strategy. Now you've done the prep work, you kind of know like what you're looking for, you know what your style is, you know what you need in your wardrobe. Tackle the thrift store in sections. So if you're looking to thrift home decor items, go to the lamps, go to the books, go to the furniture, you know, like figure out what your strategy is going to be. Figure out your top maybe 3 or 5 places you wanna check out, sections you want to check out, and then from there, you know, you can just explore and browse. If you're looking for clothing, I usually go dresses, shoes, jackets, and then I kind of explore everything else. And there's some areas that I typically avoid, like the jeans, I know are overwhelming. I try not to look at jeans. If I am thrifting jeans, I'm just gonna thrift online because thrifting jeans is overwhelming. My legs are way too long and a lot of jeans don't fit my legs and they're heavy to dig through. So for me, I have my no-goes. If you haven't come up with that strategy where it's like, okay, I know this section overwhelms me completely, I am going to avoid this section and figure out which sections you really enjoy looking through, go there. Another strategy is to not actually dig through the racks. That's a part of the thing that I feel like it's overwhelming for people when they go thrifting. There's so many clothes in the racks. If you did the prep work to figure out what your style is, what items you're looking for, just slowly walk down the aisles, look left, look right, you know, walk slowly down the aisles with ease. If you know you like basic pieces, you know, look for the rack and only actually pick out the pieces that are basic. Don't pick out the pattern pieces. If you know you like patterns, if you know you like florals, browse and only pick out the floral pieces. Like kind of have an idea, even with materials. I don't know if some people are really particular about which materials they like to wear. When you're browsing through the racks, you can kind of like tell like, oh, that's gonna be like polyester, it's gonna be scratchy, or oh, that looks like cashmere, let me grab it. Like there's different things you can kind of eyeball as you're going to the thrift store. And every now and then you can dig, but like don't spend your whole time digging. Just kind of browse and see what catches your eye. And that will make thrifting 100 times more enjoyable. Another thing a lot of people do is they like to play music to kind of like zone in, zone out of the outer world and zone in on the thrifted world. Let's go with it, let's go with it. If you want to just put on music and really pay attention and like concentrate, because it does take a lot of concentration. There's a lot of clothes to look at and it's different from your normal shopping experience. In your strategy, understand that you might need to go a few times to find what you're looking for. And if you can't find what you're looking for, go online. They have some amazing online thrift stores like ThredUp. You can find things on eBay, on Poshmark, on Depop. There are so many amazing online stores. So if you don't find something in store, it is okay. You have other options and don't give up there. Like I said, people wear the item 7 times and then they get rid of it. So people are getting rid of nice stuff that you'll be able to add to your wardrobe. If you have a strategy, what is your strategy for thrifting? What are your top 3 sections you check out? Let me know in the comments below. Let's have a discussion. Here's some advice I've learned over the years that I want to share. 1, if something catches your eye, put it in your cart, because the thrift stores are usually like, there's so many things in there that if you see something and you leave and don't grab it, and then you look back like, oh, I wanna go find that piece again, it's gone. You're not gonna find it in the sea of clothes. If you do, man, that is a lucky day for you, because time and time again, I've done it where I'm like, I want that piece, let me go grab it. And then I'm like, I don't even know which section it was. Someone might've grabbed, like, I don't know where it is. So grab it if it catches your eye. And then at the end, declutter, go through your cart and really buy the items that you really want. You don't have to buy everything. Put it in your cart, grab a cart. That is probably tip 1, advice 1. And then that's my other tip, put it in your cart and then declutter it after. My next tip is if there's a fitting room or like some kind of return rack where people tried on the clothes and didn't want it, go gravitate to that area and check that out, because those are the items that people found worthy enough to pick up and that caught someone else's eye. So it's probably a good piece. This is like a side thrifting thing, but on ThredUp, they're an online thrift store. You can literally shop by what is in someone else's cart, because someone else did the hard work for you, found the good items. If they don't buy the piece, you can pick up like what was in their cart. So even the online thrift stores are following this like go back rack, what's in your cart kind of method. So, all right, if an item has a weird smell to it, leave it behind. It's very rare that I've been able to get like a weird smelling thrift item clean. I've dry cleaned some items, the smell wouldn't come out. I've washed them like 10 times, the smell wouldn't come out. If it's smelly, it's been, you know, loved and lived and worn, just leave it behind. It is okay. And then going off of that, if you see an item that needs repair, you only buy it if you know you're actually gonna repair it. If it has a little hole, if it needs to be dyed, like if you are a DIYer and you know you'll do it, pick up the item. Otherwise, save yourself the trouble. It's going to sit in a bag in the corner of your house for 2 years, and you're going to say, one day I'm going to get to it, and then it's going to end up right back at the thrift store because you never got to it. If you're like me. I don't know if that's just me, but I had to stop it. I had to stop doing that. Okay, my next tip is if you are a beginner, do not go on a major sale day. Some thrift stores offer like 50% off everything on holidays. I would avoid the thrift store on those days because that's when it's really busy, really packed, really overwhelming. If you are a student, go on a student sale day. That's not so bad, but like those major sale days are really stressful. So if you want a stress-free thrifting experience and you want to be able to take your time and browse and not be like crowding everyone. Also, let me know if I should do a video on thrifting etiquette, because some people get real close at the thrift store and are in your zone and they're crowding around, and I'm like, give me some space, just a little space. So anyways, I'll do a video on thrifting etiquette if you want to see that. As far as time to thrift, I'd say there's like, you need to talk to your local thrift store, figure out what time they put out new clothes, figure out like when they put the new donations out, figure out what days of the week they put new clothing out. Like you can kind of talk to your local thrift store to see what they suggest the days to come are, because they know, trust me, they will know. The workers there are amazing. They will tell you everything you need to know about what day and what time. I like thrifting anytime really, like at closing, like right before closing, not too close to closing because like they start making announcements like, get out of our store, please. But if you go like an hour before closing, sometimes it's nice because it's usually like empty and there's not that many people, so you can really have time to browse. If you go first thing in the morning, that's usually items that like aren't really picked over. Kind of busier in the morning at my thrift stores, but you can find a lot more pieces because you're like the first one in the store. So figure out what time works for you, figure that out, talk to the workers at the thrift store, they'll help you. There's a difference between thrift stores. So there are like consignment shops, which people will sell their clothes and get a commission from the clothes. Like it's more curated, more of an experience. There's stores like Crossroads, I think Plato's Closet, like clothes where you can sell your clothes to them and feels more like a normal, typical store that you're used to, a non-secondhand store that you're used to. If you're new to thrifting and you have a little bit more money to spend, maybe start at like one of those stores. Then you can work your way to a more retail kind of thrift store, a more, I guess all thrift stores are retail. I don't know why I keep saying retail, but like a major thrift store, like a Savers, a Goodwill, a Salvation Army. Those are more streamlined. Like the Savers in Vegas is going to be similar to the Savers in Colorado, I assume. Kind of start there. Those stores are usually pretty well organized. You kind of know what to expect. You can also check out your more local thrift stores, like your charity shops, like the church thrift stores that are raising money for a cause. I don't want to say I would do those last because those sometimes have the best gems and they're sometimes smaller. It's less overwhelming, but those are just the tiers of thrift stores. So kind of just know how you feel like you want to shop. What kind of store you want? The high-end store where the high prices, the consignment stores are higher priced. The middle stores where general mall kind of experience. Literally they have a Goodwill at the mall in Vegas now, which I think it's kind of cool that malls are getting thrift stores. My dream is to have a mall where all the stores are secondhand stores. Like I don't need anything new. I want a Goodwill, I want to go to Savers, I want to go all of these thrift stores in one building. That's my dream. I feel like they were doing it in a different country somewhere and it was thriving, it was working. Bring it to America. So those are my personal thrifting tips, but I interviewed the experts and asked them for their thrift tips. On my blog, I have a whole post about like 15 thrift tips from experts. You can check it out, I'll put it in the description box down below. Some of the key points they shared was 1, B. Jones style. She said, have some inspiration of finds as you go in. Not exact, but the idea of something like colors, prints, puff sleeves, skirt styles, etc. That way you have a direction and you don't get too overwhelmed. If you're not following B. Jones here on YouTube, pause my video, go follow. She has the most amazing sense of style. And the way she puts together pieces at the thrift store, I'm like, oh, that's a good look. So she's really fun for like thrifting inspiration. So another YouTube thrift girly, Ryan Dar, she said, check out various sizes because some brands, especially vintage, will tend to run small. Some of my favorite pieces, specifically denim, I would have missed out if I only looked in my size. So check several sizes at the thrift store, see what you can find. And then Thrifter, I'm just in tune. I don't think he is on YouTube, but he is on Instagram. He said, don't be a brand hopper. Find things you actually enjoy and works with your style. If you buy only because you see a brand you recognize, you may likely be skipping over things that you might enjoy and keep in your closet for a long time because it didn't have a familiar tag on it. So I was guilty of this for a long time. I would see like a really great brand and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna thrift this. And then I really only bought it for the brand and never wear it, versus some of my most loved pieces are items that don't even have a brand name on the tag. Those are some of the thrifting advice from some of the experts. Check out the blog post to see more of their advice. And let me know if you have any thrifting tips, if you have your own Thrifting 101, if I missed anything that people need to know when they go to their local thrift store. The last tip I'm going to share, if you want to know what like the best thrift stores are in your area, go to Yelp. Look for the 5 stars, look for the 4 stars, look for even the 3 stars. Write down what you see on Yelp on my ultimate thrift guide freebie, also in the description box, also available on my blog, but it has a list of like which stores you want to check out in your area. Do that. I wish you a happy thrift trip and I thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.